Hello, my name is Adriel, this is my sign. Hello, my name is Arabelis. My name is Jose Osvaldo, this is my sign. Hello, my name is Priscilla Taveras Cueto. Hello, good afternoon. My name is Pablo Taveras. These young people represent the deaf community in the Dominican Republic. There are at least 97,735 people with hearing disabilities in the country, according to a poll and Hogar conducted by the Office for National Statistics. These data are from 2013, and they make you realize how forgotten the population is nowadays. These data are not updated, and there are no projections to help estimate its growth. Within these obstacles, they need to break down different social barriers to keep going on. The most important, education. When I started university, the first test, POMA test, was easy for us. We had support also from an interpreter in this case. The second test was more difficult. For the interpreter, it's easier to understand the words and just read that for us, but that wasn't allowed, so we failed the exam. Adriel received a scholarship to study at the university, but just like Jose, he failed the PPA exam for interpretation problems. The same system that gave him the scholarship failed him for not being prepared to receive someone with his condition. We want to start our universities. We have been waiting time. We have been losing time, approximately 2 years waiting for a new test. Even though Arabelis, Priscilla, and Pablo finished their undergraduates, their way to succeed was full of obstacles. When I started my course at the university, it was not that easy. When I started university, I was really nervous. I was frustrated and I had difficult moments. When I needed to do a presentation in front of the class, I was nervous. How could I prepare? How could I do it in front of all? Universities do not pay for an interpreter. The government doesn't pay for an interpreter. We still need a lot of changes in the system that fit into the life of people with hearing disabilities. Their aspirations don't end when they study a career or have jobs. They just ask for interpreters to help improve the communication and quality of education in this community. The Ministry of Higher Education, Science, and Technology needs to think about this. They have been giving a lot of scholarships and millions of pesos to people without hearing disabilities, but they don't think of the deaf community. Maybe with one of those scholarships, we could find an interpreter for some deaf people and educate them with just an interpreter. An interpreter plays an important role in the life of a person with hearing disabilities, because if there is no interpreter, there is no information. A person without information is a null person. Juana Falcón is the president of the National Association of Interpreters of the Dominican Republic, an organization that has been working for 11 years and has 90 members. Even though this organization receives a government subvention that is used to make workshops, certifications, and to have the support of interpreters in schools and universities, Falcon ensures that with a little bit more effort, they can reach the goal. All government institutions should have an interpreter to support these people when they need this kind of service. Among other matters, the Dominican Republic should have more interpreters in public and private institutions and more knowledge about sign language. The only thing that we need is to break down the barrier, the communication barrier. How can we do that? Learning sign language. As simple as that. What I think is that the first thing is to break down that barrier in every place visited by a person with a hearing disability, like banks, public and private institutions, education centers, that they could understand them and vice versa. I've sent my curriculum to a lot of places. I've been waiting for over 6 years. In my case, my curriculum says I'm deaf. It is on my curriculum. I have never completed a job interview. The right to work for people with a disability is on Article 27 of the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities of the United Nations. Companies must take into consideration that the labor inclusion of people with disabilities is not an act of charity. It goes much further than philanthropic behavior. It is more. It is part of its social responsibility and a legal commitment to the Dominican state. This right is not only on the Constitution, it is also on Article 14 of Law 513 about the rights of persons with disabilities and its applications. According to the law, it is established that 2% of the staff of a company with at least 25 employees must have a disability, and with government institutions, it is 5%. God knows all the sacrifices that we have done to keep trying. If I don't have a job, I go out to find something and I don't keep quiet. I just work and keep searching. It is really sad to see what our deaf community have been through. A lot of them finish high school and send their curriculums to different places, but they don't find jobs. We need to keep knocking on doors, keep looking for opportunities for deaf people, and have more access to jobs. According to the 2010 census, 12.3% of the population has a disability, and 71.1% are economically inactive, which shows that there is a decline in the quality of life of these people. The same study shows the unemployment rate of this community is 2.4 higher than the population in general. Another worrying situation is when they are included in the job industry. Which are the roles they are occupying in their area of work? Were evaluations made by competencies? Does your experience go hand in hand with the position you hold? There are many questions and just a few answers. Legal mechanisms are important to achieve this quota. Awareness and joint work to generate greater opportunities for people who have a disability. The contract form was not made for deaf people. Spanish should be easier, a simpler Spanish, not so deep. That at the time of reading it has simpler words, clearer and plain. At the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic in 2020, the situation became more frustrating. It has emphasized, once again, the lack of interpreters in institutions, especially in health centers. Handling information with the police is difficult. In a public and private institution is difficult. Going to a hotel is difficult, and it's even worse going to a hospital. If a deaf person is sick with COVID, hospitals don't have an interpreter. The economic situation gets worse, and wearing face masks. There are a lot of obstacles that they have every day. Individuals, familiars, socials, physics, of communication, of health, of work. But they don't forget how valuable they are. We are deaf people, but we are smart too, and we can have access to a lot of things without barriers. Thank God I finished high school. Some of my family members thought I wouldn't finish school. I can do whatever I want, and I have the right to do what I like. Also, their personal goals and those they seek to achieve for the community they represent. I hope that many more systems of interpreters will be established, that deaf people can feel as comfortable as people without hearing disabilities. We hope few barriers. Be a famous athlete, a sports player hoping to win championships and share with people with and without disabilities. A big change will be to improve education. Less discrimination, zero discrimination. They are examples of perseverance, effort, work, and patience of a community that hopes to break the barriers of silence.